What if your private jet could fly coast to coast nonstop, but still land like it belongs in the light jet world, close to smaller airports, closer to the real destination? And what if the real flex wasn't speed? It was arriving with your brain still online? That's the HondaJet 2600, now officially the HondaJet Echelon. And there's one comfort detail that quietly changes the entire long-range experience. I'll tease it along the way, then I'll reveal it at the end, because once you understand it, you'll see why this jet is trying to punch way above its weight. Overview. The HondaJet Echelon is Honda Aircraft Company's next-generation light jet, designed to blur categories. Mid-size jet experience in a light jet footprint. It's still in development, and with Honda publicly targeting first flight in 2026 and type certification in 2028, so everything you're hearing today is based on Honda's target performance numbers, not a finished, delivered airplane. But even as a program, the Echelon has a very clear mission: non-stop transcontinental travel across the United States, without stepping up into the usual $70 to $80 million ultra-long-range world. Key features. What makes it feel different? The bigger jet mission in a smaller jet body, Honda says the Echelon is designed for an NB/AAAIFR range of 2,625 nautical miles, with one pilot and 4 passengers. In real life, that's the difference between "we can almost do it" and "we can do it without a fuel stop" on a lot of U.S. city pairs. Cabin comfort that's engineered. Not decorated Honda highlights a class-leading cabin altitude of 6,363 feet, while cruising at its max operating altitude of 47,000 feet. That number sounds nerdy until you've done a long trip and realized cabin altitude is basically your body's stress level. Automation that's built to save your day. Honda's published technology list reads like Pilot Assist Greatest Hits, Autothrottle, Emergency Autoland, Auto Brake, a Runway, Overrun Awareness and Alerting System, ROAS, and an Advanced Steering Augmentation System, ASAS. Even if you're never touching the controls, this matters because it's about reducing workload and increasing safety margins, especially in busy, real-world operations. A real baggage story, the Echelon's combined baggage space is listed at 120 cubic feet. For this segment, that's meaningful, because luxury travel is never just one suitcase. It's people, wardrobe, work gear, gifts, sometimes even golf clubs that accidentally became a whole second passenger. Quick truth: the most expensive part of private aviation isn't the jet. It's the minutes you lose on the ground. If a jet saves you one extra meeting, one extra family dinner, or one less overnight, the math changes fast. Key specifications: the stats people search. Here's the clean spec run. I based on Honda's published targets. Performance: NB/AAIFR range, 1 crew plus 4 passengers, 2,625 nautical miles. Max cruise speed, 450 knots. Max cruise altitude, flight level 470, 47,000 feet. Takeoff distance, 3,300 feet. Landing distance, 2,550 feet. Dimensions: length, 57.79 feet. Wingspan, 56.72 feet. Height, 15.86 feet. Cabin, interior dimensions. Cabin length, 25.38 feet. Cabin width, 5.08 feet. Cabin height, 5.21 feet. Max occupancy, 1 crew plus 10 packs, or 2 crew plus 9 packs. Power plus avionics. Engines, 2 times Williams International FJ 44-4C. Avionics, Garmin G3000, and the headline, Transcontinental Light Jet. That's the whole point. The little details that make this feel premium. Honda is talking about the Echelon like it's a light jet that's tired of light jet compromises. On the cabin side, they're advertising generous legroom. You're the tallest cabin height in its class and multiple layouts, executive, dual club, and divan. So the airplane can be a work shuttle on Monday and a family escape on Friday. Add the 120 cubic feet of combined baggage, and it's clearly built for real trips, not just 2 people and a briefcase. And then there's airport access. A 3,300-foot takeoff target and a 2,550-foot landing target doesn't mean it's a bush plane. But it does mean more runway options than you'd expect for something built to cross the country. That's the sweet spot. You're not buying a jet just to go far. You're buying it to land closer. What it competes with, and why it's interesting. Let's talk rivals in plain terms. If you're shopping the top of the light jet/super light world, names like the Cessna Citation CJ4 and Embraer Phenom 300 series show up immediately. They're proven, they're fast, and they own a lot of the market for a reason. The Echelon's bet is more range, more cabin presence, and that cabin altitude comfort. While staying in the operating neighborhood of jets, people already know how to manage. Pricing, the money reality check. Honda hasn't published a final list price for the Echelon on its official spec page, but early industry coverage around the original 2600 concept put the guideline price expectation in the roughly $10 to $12 million range. Realistically, the equipped number will depend on interior choices, avionics options, connectivity, inflation, and delivery timing, because private jets don't do simple stickers. Now the part everyone ignores until they own one: annual operating budget. Because the Echelon isn't in service yet, there's no real-world operating cost database for it. So here's the honest way to think about it. Compare to top-end light jets that are flying today. For example, one U.S. operating cost calculator puts a Citation CJ4 around $759,000 per year, at 200 hours, and about $1.18 million per year at 400 hours. For a Phenom 300, the same style of estimate lands around $721,000 per year at 200 hours and about $1.10 million per year at 400 hours. Those aren't quotes, they're budgeting references. Your real number depends on base airport, hangar, insurance, programs, and how you staff the airplane. Honda also claims the Echelon is designed to be up to 20% more fuel efficient than typical light jets, and over 40% more efficient than mid-size jets on a typical mission. If that translates into the real world, it's not just good for emissions, it's good for your hourly burn. A quick reality check. This is the kind of jet that turns, "we should probably stop for fuel," into, "we're already descending." And yes, my wallet would like to file a formal complaint. The cabin life, what it feels like in real travel. Here's the fantasy version. You fly coast to coast, land close, and walk into your meeting like you slept in your own bed. Here's the real version. You board, you work, you eat, you reset, you sleep a little, and you arrive. Less wrecked. That's why cabin altitude, noise, and lighting matter more than people admit. A jet that keeps you comfortable keeps you productive. And productivity is the language this category speaks. Range is the only number. Nope. Range depends on speed, wind, payload, reserves, and mission planning. Your Honda publishes the target in a specific configuration, 1 pilot plus 4 passengers. Add more people, bags, and weather, and the real mission changes. It's just another stretched HondaJet. The Echelon does carry Honda's design DNA, but Honda's published tech list and cabin pressurization target are clearly aimed at a different class experience. Autoland is a gimmick. In business aviation, automation is insurance against bad days. It's not about being lazy, it's about being safe when the day gets complicated. The end reveal, the comfort detail from the opening hook. All right, here's the comfort detail I teased. Honda is making a big deal about cabin pressurization, a class-leading cabin altitude of 6,363 feet at the aircraft's max operating altitude. That means your body experiences less high-altitude stress during long flights, often translating into less fatigue, fewer headaches, less dehydration, and a sharper arrival. So the real flex of the HondaJet Echelon isn't just that it can go far. It's that it's designed to help you arrive like you didn't just spend half a day in the sky. And CTA, engaging, not annoying. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like. It tells YouTube you want more private jet deep dives with real specs and real money talk. Comment Echelon if you'd fly this, or comment Rival and tell me what you'd pick instead. CJ4, Phenom 300, PC24, and why. If you're new here, subscribe to Luxury Living Detective for weekly tours of private jets, super yachts, mega mansions, and the expensive stuff we all pretend we're just researching. Want the VIP version of the channel? Tap Join for members-only perks and bonus breakdowns. And if you want to support the channel in a big way, hit Super Thanks. Those highlighted comments help fund more research-heavy videos like this. All right, quick lightning round. Would you rather have A, the extra range, B, that lower cabin altitude comfort, or C, a bigger cabin you can actually move around in? Drop A, B, or C in the comments. No cheating. If you pick D, all of the above, my bank account will block you. Last question before you go. Would you rather own an Echelon or charter it whenever you need it and invest the difference? Be honest.